member on the Education and Workforce Committee, Representative Scott. Good morning, and you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to thank the witness for being with us today. One of the causes of children being missing is the fact that they run away, often because of abuse in the home. Can you tell me what kind of initiatives we should be investing in to reduce the incidence of children running away?
Thank you, Congressman. Many of the children who are running away, the vast majority of our children, more than 90% who are running away from child welfare placements. And as mentioned just a moment ago, in some cases it is the child running from a bad placement. Other times it's a child running to what they perceive to be a safe environment, a safe relationship. Or perhaps to a biological family member. But what our data also shows us is that 1 in 6 of the children who run from child welfare placement are likely sex trafficking victims. Because when a child leaves their home, whether it be a placement or their primary home, they are vulnerable. They don't have food, they don't have money, they don't have shelter. And what we see is that there is somebody who's going to be there who will offer all three to that child at a cost. So it's really a matter of education as to what the risks are, what to be looking for, and then how to get the child the help they need to try to break the cycle of running, because there is normally something more systemic happening there, and you have to get at the root of the issue for that individual child.
One of the root causes of sex trafficking is the fact that there's a demand for the services. Sting operations, you work with some of the sting operations. Can you tell us how effective they are and what kind of deterrent effect they should have, and whether we should be doing more of it?
Thank you, Congressman. The operations that are occurring across the country, law enforcement will have a dedicated week or month in which they're actively and aggressively pursuing child sex trafficking. I can tell you about some of the services we provide on the ground. We've all heard about when there are major sporting events, major things happening in the country, that there is increased trafficking when many people congregate in one particular town, one particular city for an event. We actually do provide on-the-ground support for major events that may occur, whether it be the Super Bowl, other large sporting events and gatherings. Prior to the event, we work for several months tracking the classified ads, determining which children might be going into a particular region, which trafficker might be going into a particular region, building out case plans for law enforcement to inform them there's a likelihood this child might be here, there's a likelihood this trafficker might be here. In addition to that, it's not only let's find the child, let's get the child the help they need. Let's build working closely with the child welfare professional, what is this child's individual endangerments? What are the local community resources we can provide to them? So we actually go on the ground with information, with our tech tools, mapping software to provide that assistance to law enforcement, because again, we're coming at it from a very unique perspective of knowing which children are missing, who may be advertised online for a particular city, and then go help law enforcement try to identify and rescue the child.
Well, do you involve in sting operations where you place an ad and see who responds and catch them?
We are a non-investigative agency. We do not engage in any sort of investigative matter. We do provide technical assistance to law enforcement coming from our unique perspective of knowing which children may be missing in a particular region, but we do not take any proactive efforts. We simply are a support function for law enforcement.
Are you aware of such proactive initiatives?
Law enforcement may be engaged in proactive initiatives online, but certainly and sadly, the advertisements for many of these children, they're just in the public domain and can be searched easily.
That's why it seems to me we salt those with a little sting operation so people don't know what they're doing and might stop doing it. Can you say anything about child labor, how often you run across it, and what can be done to prevent it?
Well, child labor certainly being a very complex and intricate issue, It is not within our authorization. However, when we do learn of any sort of labor infraction or a child being engaged in forced labor, we do have internal protocol where we'll notify the FBI and certainly would provide that information to any relevant law enforcement agency for their action.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Scott. We've had a big day in the committee, and as we wind down and prepare to close,